even know how to stitch.
Oh, don't worry, I'll teach you a few things. Look how red I am. I can teach you all kinds of things, Mr. Afton. You just say a place and time and I'll be there. Maybe there's some things that you could teach me too. There's a Korean mukbanger that I watch because I like that she goes to hole-in-the-wall places and like small businesses, and it leads people who watch her videos to go then support those local businesses, and it's just like it's a fun circle moment. And sometimes she'll like bring on like a viewer to like eat with her, which is really cool. And recently she brought on this woman, and she's Filipino, and she starts talking in a Filipino accent and like making comments about like how she came to Korea to find a husband and all these things. And it was like, okay, something's feeling off. And then at the end of the video, it was revealed that she's actually a Korean comedian. And they were cosplaying a Filipino, playing into the stereotypes and doing an accent. This mukbanger, this is how her name is spelled. I don't want to figure out how to pronounce it though, because I don't care anymore. She deleted a video and issued an apology. But I'm going to be so honest. I don't care. Isn't it crazy how I don't care? Here's my thing about apologies when it comes to insensitive things in YouTube videos, alright? It's not like a TikTok, which is not an excuse at all, where you record a video, press 2 buttons, and it's up. Like, it's up within 10 seconds of you recording it. But with a YouTube video, it has to be filmed, it has to be edited, it has to be scripted, and then it has to be processed and then posted. It takes a long time to make YouTube videos. The theme of the video was putting a caricature of a Filipino woman on a Korean woman. Like, they were making fun of Filipinos. How do you, like, now realize that it's insensitive? That was the whole joke the entire time of the video. I'm, like, so confused. Whatever. It's known, okay, that East Asians over there already look down upon Southeast and South Asians. Like, it's womp womp, you know, that's the life. Mind you, this is one of the biggest Korean YouTubers right now. This is really embarrassing for her. Anyway, it's weird, obviously, and if you have any other mukbangers I can watch, please let me know, because I need to eat with someone. In 2019, I started uploading TikToks. This was before there were any text options that you could put on videos, right? You'd have to write down what you wanted to say backwards on a piece of paper and show it to the camera. That's about how old I am, to sum it up. And I realized as we near the end that I'm seeing a lot of people that I follow or that I used to know from years ago that I've forgotten about. Saying their goodbyes, saying their piece of words, saying their opinions, all these things. About the end. Trust, though. VPN. Trust. And I'm realizing that I'm also one of those people that you probably forgot about. I'm probably someone that you haven't seen my videos in a long time, and you're probably wondering, well, hopefully she'll be okay, and it's going to be sad to not see me once in a while anymore. And we all have our own, social media apps and, other platforms that we can go to, but there's just nothing quite like seeing a familiar face once in a while on your For You page. You can't just follow everyone that you kind of remember, kind of know. It's just too many people, But it's kind of like living in a small town where you get to choose who lives where, and you see someone kind of once in a while going to the grocery store or just walking on the street. That's what it feels like to see people that you've been following for a very long time. And they pop up here and there. And, as someone who's probably like that to you, I have to say that it's a sad time that we're in, especially because there are so many other things that the government could actually be taking seriously and putting bills against. But of course, freedom of speech, small businesses that thrive on here, and this sense of community cannot be replicated on any other app. Not even RedNote. Even though I'm on RedNote. You can follow me there. Anyway, I guess this is it. Thank you so much. Every time I tell someone that I have small boobs, they go, no, don't say that. Like, what? What? My tits are like a divorced couple. They've been living under the same roof for 21 years, and throughout all of that, they still haven't been able to come together. And they're happier that way. Like, I'm not hating. Like, it's a fact of life. Like, sure, I don't care? My wallet is my everyday party trick. Because 1 out of 3 times I go somewhere to pay for something, a chronically online man who is the cashier is given an in to talk to a woman. I pull on my credit card and he goes, "Is that a Five Nights at Freddy's wallet?" And I go, "Yeah, it is." Can he keep the conversation going after that? No. But I gave him an experience that he will never have again. I'm 44 minutes into Return to Zootopia, a fan-made film. It lasts 2 hours. If anything, it's not that bad. The jokes land. The storyboards are storyboarding. If anything, it's tasteful. Judy and Nick just started dating, and he got her, flowers, and he had to do extensive research to make sure that she wasn't allergic to the flowers. Men don't do it like this anymore these days! College will kill you. Then they'll say, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine, you're being dramatic, our system's not a scam." And then, after you graduate, they'll send you a little ad in the mail of a bunch of frames that you could choose from to put your graduation photos in. And ironically, those frames look like frames that you would put people who recently died in. Why is his tassel framed? Is that all that's left of him? I have heard of magnetic lashes before, but I've never tried them. Today, that is what I'm going to be doing. Also, don't look at my bangs. Don't look at my bangs. I've definitely tried, glue eyelashes before, because when I was, a ballet dancer, I had to do fake lashes, and they were very messy and inconvenient. And it, would mess up my eyeshadow. This looks really cute. This is the thing that kind of, was it like this? There we go. Clamps it down. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes first, because that's what this says. This is a very cute case. It's very small and convenient, and it has a mirror and the lashes. And it says which one goes on your right and your left. Okay, so the way that this works, I think, is I'm gonna put this on this top part and this on the bottom. And that, it's the magnetic of both that clamp onto the lash. This is what we're working with so far. Okay. This is what we're working with right now. Let's put this on. Aw, wait. Oh, I like the feeling. It's very light. It doesn't feel heavy. Alright. I do have 2 kinds that I'm trying. This is a thicker lash. We're gonna do it on this one. Yeah. Okay. This one's I like this one. I also like this one too. 2 different vibes for 2 different kind of people. I like it. I like it. I like it.
It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe. Oh.
Tic-tac-toe. Go to the retirement home. What the fuck are you doing up there? You should have hung your coat up by now. We gotta get you on some prunes, Pelosi. You're getting a little old for this. A couple days ago, I was cutting up some onions, and, well, I don't know. I guess I'm allergic to the onion fumes, apparently, and I just completely broke out. Anyway, this is a couple days later. I'm doing way better. But I've been using this 7-color LED light facial massager off a TikTok shop. The blue color specifically soothes inflammation in calm sensitive skin. So with everything that I've been going through the past couple days, this has been very helpful. It's USB chargeable and it vibrates. That helps massage your face when you use it. So thank you, TikTok shop, for that. Let me tell you something. My skin was so sensitive when I was a teenager that I would have to hold an allergy pill in one hand and makeup wipes in the other, praying to God that whatever I would put on my face would not break me out and swell me up like a balloon. And after all the blood and sweat and tears and puberty, I finally have found home. But honestly, I'm really glad that I found some sort of good makeup routine now when I'm hot compared to when I was 15. Ooh, when I was 15 and my face was still adjusting to the growth of my body. Anyway, I think that's it. I look good, as usual. Okay, thank you. And on Sunday, heroes, we are back We are back in this bitch like a motherfucker. We're fighting it back, man. I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll see each other tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'm taking a flight from the east to the west. It's a 6-hour journey, and I'm sitting in the window seat. Now, no matter how long a flight is, inevitably you will have to acknowledge the person's presence next to you, whether it be that they help you hand over your trash to the flight attendant, or you have to take a shit and you say, hey, can you move? I gotta take a dump. Anyway, so I'm sitting where I'm supposed to be, and I have a mask on, okay? So people can only see this top version of me. And a man sits next to me, and I can tell that he's a dad. I don't get a good look at him, but he's definitely a dad. So I'm like, okay, cool. 2 hours in, I'm opening up my bag of Chex Mix and eating, and he makes a comment saying, oh, I like Chex Mix, I'm just jealous of your snack collection. And I'm like, oh, I always bring Chex Mix on a flight, you know? No words after that. We land, and I take my iPad out. And I'm looking through the apps, and suddenly he asks, where do you go to school? And I think he must have saw the Canvas app on my iPad. It's a large iPad. It's hard to ignore. Because the back of my iPad doesn't look very college age, okay? I got a lot of Barbie and Star Versus stickers on there. And I say, oh, I go to blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, that's good, that's interesting. And then as he's talking more, I realize, oh my God, he's Filipino. I'm half Filipino, so I'm like, oh my God, he's Filipino. I can just tell by the way his accent is because he sounds like my mom. And then I was like, oh, you're Filipino? And he's like, yeah, it's very apparent now, obviously, because I can hear what he, you know. And so then we'd start talking more, and then he talks about his own kids and how they're going to Princeton and some fancy school in California. And one's an architect major traveling to Europe, and the other one is a biology major, and they're both very smart and educated. And I'm like, that's wonderful, and they're both younger than me. And I'm like, that's great. And then he asks, oh, what major are you? The shame and the embarrassment of telling an Asian dad what my major was, it's not embarrassing to be an art major, but there's a stereotype and a stigma, and I'm like, I'm an art student. He doesn't say anything or show any signs of disappointment. But I've run into too many situations where I run into dads and they're like, my kid's this and my kid's gonna be the next Steve Jobs. What are you gonna do? And I'm like, I think I'm gonna graduate sometime. I can guarantee that, maybe. Anyway. You know in The Nutcracker where Clara does a little bit more meth than she usually does? And travels to Fantasyland, and those groups of people start dancing for her, and those groups of people are sectioned off and called, like, the Chinese dance, the Russian dance, the Arabian dance, the Spanish dance, okay? And those dances are very stereotypically, racially, like, you know? Well, every year, when the casting was announced, there would always be a group of different, you know, kinds of white people going around telling people what they are that year in the Nutcracker, and they would say, I'm Chinese. I'm Chinese this year. I'm Spanish this year. I'm a Spanish. What? Huh? I mean, it's not their fault, but, like, huh? When I was younger, I always envisioned that I would be the really hot aunt of all of my friends' children, but now I've come to the terms that I'm going to be a MILF. It's the same direction, it's just a different path. TikTok is still around because they knew that I could not do a long-distance relationship with my Chinese spy. Okay. They knew we were tight like this. Any further separation, we won't last. And they understand the importance of what it is to be in a romantic relationship with an Asian person. Hard launching a relationship when you're both public figures online is very different compared to, like, launching a regular relationship. Way more people are talking about it, way more people are looking into, like, you two interacting with one another, and that experience is very niche. It's not something that everyone can have, because the chances of both people having an audience online is kind of small. But I've gotten into this reality dating show called Riz. It's this platform where you can, like, listen into conversations and see people go on a date in real time, but you get to vote on who goes on the date. If you want to be a viewer like me, you can, like, vote on people, like, picking a cast. You have to be based in LA in order to be in the cast. Or you can join the cast and you can be a part of it. This guy made, like, a little intro video as to, like, who he is. He's based in LA and, like, what he does and, like, why he should be voted for. And if you're anything like me and you're kind of nosy, you can totally follow me, following the journey of other people that I voted for to see if they will be able to be picked. In order to be a part of it, like, in the cast, you have to apply before May 9th. May 9th, okay? So, I will see you on here as either someone who's in the cast or is going to be viewing. I will see you. Something that does not make a lot of sense to me in the My Life with the Walter Boys series is Cole calling Jackie New York as a nickname because she's from New York, and then telling her that, like, live a little, New York, or you gotta break the rules sometimes, New York. Live your life. Like, she's from fucking New York City. She has lived 9 lives. From growing up in New York City. What are you talking about? You are from small town, Silver Falls, or whatever the fuck it's called. And you operate on a 6-mile radius. Also, the students have, like, a superiority complex over her. They're like, yeah, it's crazy here. It's not like your New York City, is it? They took her to the lake, gave her one shot, and started playing Truth or Dare. Yeah, it's crazy here. Shut the fuck up. So I'm in New York City now because my boyfriend lives here. Something I forgot to mention on this account is that I have a boyfriend. We've been dating for over a year now. Moreover, a couple days ago I'm on the subway to go to Barnes & Noble. Not the 4-story one, but the one that, like, hovers above some sort of grocery store because it's going out of business and everything's half off. So I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll go. So I put on my nice coat. Now, this is a nice blazer NYC kind of Seinfeld coat, something Elaine Bennis would wear, okay? I'm looking so pristine that it looks like I showed up at the dry cleaners and said, just crisp me down all the way through, and I spat back out looking like this. I'm looking good. So I take the streets, I go to the subway, I'm, doing the thing where my hand's here and everyone's going back and forth. Okay, I finally get to my stop, and someone taps me on the shoulder. Now, I turn around, and a girl and a few people around her are looking at me very nervously and scared. So while this girl starts telling me this story, in my head, I've already assumed that she's telling me that I have been pickpocketed, and I'm already going through the list of what I need to get done in order to make sure my cards in that wallet are canceled, getting a new driver's license, getting a new school ID. Like, I'm already in the works as she's nervously, shakily telling me an interesting, fun story. As she continues talking, I then start to think of the idea that maybe that this right here is a distraction and someone is currently pickpocketing me. I don't know. There's a lot of thoughts going in my head, but it's either I'm going to be robbed or I have been robbed. So you can imagine the shock on my face when I find out that she's telling me that a woman had blood on her hands, and when she walked out of the train past me, she wiped her hand on the back of my beautiful coat, and there is blood on my coat, on my back. I wasn't expecting bodily fluids to be on the bingo card, but, everything was fine. We went home a couple hours later, and we got it off, but I personally have a thing about other people's blood. I'm sure you do, too. Maybe for you, it's more of like, you would rather have someone bleed on you than vomit on you, or vomit or bleed, or, feces, whatever. But for me, it's other people's blood. And so the fact that I was going to my final, I was embarking on a journey. I wasn't coming home and, on my way home, but it was more of I was going somewhere out for the night, and I'd be walking around with blood on my back. Kind of bugged me a little bit. And yes, I could have taken the coat off and walked around, but also, it was 25 degrees. And I'm stubborn. Moral of the story, don't wear Calvin Klein on the subway. it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I got it washed out. Like, it was fine. But, you know, like 3 hours with someone's blood on your back, it twists you in a different way. Here in New York City, there is a countdown clock that basically tells you when the world is going to end. And it's on all the time. Like, I can walk past it, and it's just counting down every single second when, like, doomsday is going to happen. So to prepare for that, I have been playing this little game called Doomlings. And it's very cute and sweet, so I know exactly what to do when the time comes. You start off with the Birth of Life card, and the goal of the game is to gain as many traits as possible before the doomsday happens. Okay. But what makes a game are rules, okay? And there's these little cards called ages, and they basically, like, give you a new rule. For example, this one, the Lunar Retreat one, players cannot play purple traits. So if you draw this, you cannot play purple traits like these guys. But hidden within these little rules, there's also these things called catastrophes, okay? Like this one, gray goo, okay? And just like life, there are many catastrophes. And by the time you draw 3 catastrophes, the world ends. And you basically count up who has the most points, and then they win. This is super cute, not just to play, but also I love all the little guys. Like, I love their little character designs. So get Doomlings, because it's very fun. The only fun part about the end of the world. So, yeah. I didn't realize this. Let me tell you. It's an acronym of my full legal name. Yep. A for Asia, R for Ray, B-A-C, the first 3 letters of my last name, and then N is the last letter of my last name. Yeah. Everything's coming together. It has nothing to do with bacon. Not even a big fan of bacon. But arbacn is an acronym of my full legal name. That's what it is. Here are games that I would want in Squid Game Season 2 if it were my decision. Number 1, smash or pass. Next, I want the cinnamon challenge. I want Mancala, the hardest one, stalking your ex's Instagram without accidentally liking their posts. Any questions? Shit.
Excuse me, you're standing in the way. Oh. In the way of what? I can't see what I'm